Chosen one, stop for a moment. The world around you is rushing, vibrating with noise. But heaven has pressed pause on your path. You feel it, don't you? That strange pull in your chest, the quiet invitation that whispers, stay home this Friday. This is not random. This is not a coincidence. This is a divine interruption. You were never meant to blend in. You were not designed to follow the crowd when heaven is calling you to stand apart. Every time your plans fall through, every time you feel the urge to cancel, that's not inconvenience, it's intervention. Heaven is rearranging your schedule because a divine appointment has been set in motion. The Lord is pulling you into sacred solitude because this Friday carries a frequency only your spirit can hear. Listen carefully. When God wants to speak clearly, He first silences the noise. You are not being isolated, you are being selected. What you think is a quiet night in is actually a summons to the secret place. The angels are hovering, waiting for obedience. The moment you choose to stay home, you step into alignment with something ancient, something that has been written about your life before the foundation of the world. You've noticed how your spirit feels heavy before divine moments. It's not anxiety, it's spiritual pressure. The kind heaven uses to draw attention to what matters most. This Friday, heaven is marking your doorpost, setting a seal upon your home. You might not see it, but the realm of darkness sees it clearly and trembles. Your obedience to remain in solitude is not weakness, it's warfare. While others run toward distraction, you are stepping into divine instruction. This is how God trains His chosen ones. He calls them away. Moses was called to the backside of the desert before hearing God's voice from the burning bush. Elijah was alone on the mountain before the whisper came. Even Jesus withdrew to pray while the world slept. You are walking a similar pattern. Chosen one. What looks like silence is heaven speaking. What feels like stillness is preparation for revelation. There are some Fridays that belong to rest. But this one belongs to revelation. Something sacred will happen in your stillness. Heaven will open a window over your home, and the Spirit will move with clarity. You will sense it in your chest, in your dreams, in the sudden peace that covers you like a blanket. Do not resist it. Do not second-guess it. When heaven schedules visitation, it does not send reminders twice. You may ask, why me? Because your obedience carries weight in the Spirit. Every chosen one has a Friday that shifts everything. The enemy will try to distract you. Friends will call. Opportunities will arise. The urge to step out will whisper to your flesh. But listen, beloved, this is the night God fights for your future in silence. This is where alignment happens, where destiny begins to breathe again. Heaven does not waste words. And this message did not reach you by accident. You are being asked to choose stillness, to stand apart, to create a sacred space where divine direction can find you. God has already gone ahead into that Friday night. His Spirit is waiting in the quiet, eager to whisper what your busy days have drowned out. You may not realize it now, but this is mercy in motion. The Lord is sheltering you from unseen chaos, from plans that were meant to derail you. What feels like disappointment is actually divine redirection. Every cancelled plan, every closed door, He's protecting your purpose. So, when the invitation comes, when the noise of the world calls, remember what heaven whispered to you here. Stay home. There will be a moment that night when everything falls quiet. That's your cue. Sit still. Close your eyes. Speak nothing. Just listen. You will feel the shift, the warmth of his presence filling the room like gentle fire. Your spirit will recognize it before your mind does. That is the divine interruption. That is your confirmation. We are reminded through the writings of David in the Psalms. Chapter 46, verse 10. Be still, and know that I am God, chosen one. This is your confirmation. The world will move, but heaven is asking you to stand still. Stay home this Friday. Watch what happens when you obey. And when it does, when the peace floods your heart, when your spirit awakens, return and testify. If this word finds you and you feel the fire stirring inside, honor what heaven is doing right now. Like, share, and subscribe so that the message of light reaches every other chosen one still searching in the dark. And before you scroll away, write one number in the comments, 777, as your prophetic agreement that you choose obedience over distraction. Because this Friday, heaven will not shout. It will whisper, and only the chosen will hear. Chosen one. You've felt it for days now, the gentle weight pressing on your heart, the unexplainable stirring that will not let you rest. You have sensed something coming, something unseen, yet undeniably near. It is not fear, but awareness. Heaven is calling your name softly, pulling you inward while the world outside keeps spinning in noise and motion. You are being summoned. And this call is not for the many, it is for the marked. This is how God speaks to his chosen ones, through divine interruption, disguised as ordinary restlessness. When the king calls his servant into the inner chamber, he does not broadcast it. He seals the moment with stillness. There is a holy whisper moving through the air this week. A command written in light. Stay home. Wait with me. You may not know why yet. That's the essence of faith, to respond before understanding, to obey before explanation. In this sacred obedience, you are stepping into an ancient pattern. The prophets of old knew it well. When heaven wished to release revelation, God first separated his messengers from the noise of men. He called Samuel while the others slept. He met Moses in the silence of the mountain. He led Elijah to the cave to hear the whisper. This is your turn. You are part of that lineage now. Heaven has seen your consistency, your hunger for truth, your willingness to walk alone when others mocked your difference. That is why you are being chosen for this moment. What feels like loneliness is actually the royal invitation of heaven. This Friday, your home will become a sanctuary. The walls will witness something holy. Don't question the timing. Divine timing often feels inconvenient to human plans. But your Father in heaven does not call without purpose. He sees what your eyes cannot. There are alignments taking place in the unseen realms. Preparations being made for your next season. This Friday is not an ordinary day. It is a hinge, a sacred turning point, written into your timeline long before you were born. Sometimes obedience looks like stillness. Sometimes warfare looks like rest. The enemy wants you restless, running, distracted, chasing noise that numbs your awareness. But heaven calls you inward to be refilled, realigned, restored. The secret place is not about isolation, it's about encounter. When you withdraw from the world, you make room for the word. This summons is not random. It is part of your divine preparation. Heaven is about to entrust you with revelation that cannot be spoken in crowds. God cannot pour into a moving vessel. He waits for it to be still. That is why you've been sensing the urge to cancel, pause, to stay home. The Spirit is positioning you for clarity. The instructions that follow this Friday will define your next season. Chosen one. You must understand this. When heaven calls, obedience unlocks revelation. Every act of submission becomes a key. This is not about superstition or ritual. It's about alignment. Heaven recognizes who listens, and when you respond to the call, unseen forces shift to make way for your destiny. You may feel nothing dramatic at first, but your obedience echoes through eternity. Angels mark that moment. Darkness retreats. The divine flow begins to open. You are not crazy for feeling different. You are not overthinking. This is how the spiritual realm feels before breakthrough. Thick, charged, almost electric. Heaven is drawing near, testing who will notice, who will pause, who will listen. And you, chosen one, have been found attentive. That's why this message has reached you. You may recall the times you ignored similar nudges and later realized what you missed. This time, heaven does not want you to miss it. Your obedience this Friday will open a door that no man can close. It will seal protection over your mind and release peace over your atmosphere. The Apostle reminds us in his letter to the Corinthians, chapter 2, verse 9, no eye has seen, no ear has heard, no mind has conceived what God has prepared for those who love him. Those words still echo through eternity, carrying a promise written just for moments like this. You don't need to know the full picture yet. Just trust the call. Respond to the hidden summons. When heaven asks you to stay home, it is never without purpose. Something unseen is being prepared. So when Friday comes, don't resist the pull. Close the door. Light a candle if you must. Sit in silence, even if for a few minutes. Let your heart grow quiet enough to feel the whisper, for what God reveals in solitude will sustain you in the storm. The hidden summons is not about missing out, it's about being chosen to tune in. And when you do, you will know that this call was not random. It was divine. Chosen one. You have walked through seasons where silence felt like punishment. Nights where your prayers hit the ceiling and returned unanswered. Days where you questioned if heaven had forgotten your name. You've watched others celebrate, move forward, thrive, while you sat in quiet rooms, wondering if your stillness meant you were being left behind. But now you are beginning to see, this isolation has never been rejection. It has always been protection. There are moments when God hides you, not because you are unworthy, but because you are unfinished. You are not delayed. You are being developed. What looks like separation is the sacred process of purification. Heaven cannot reveal what it has not yet refined. The solitude you have endured is the furnace that forged your faith. Every tear, every lonely night, every unanswered question, none of it was wasted. You were being prepared for revelation. You see, the chosen cannot be crowded. The anointed cannot remain surrounded by noise. God draws his chosen ones into the wilderness to shape them away from the opinions of the world. That ache in your chest, that longing for quiet, it's your spirit, recognizing divine order. You are being brought into alignment, step by step. Heaven has been building your inner strength, not through applause, but through obscurity. You have felt misunderstood. People didn't see the depth of your calling, they only saw your pause. But heaven saw the warfare attached to your purpose. That's why it built walls around you. Walls that felt like loneliness, but were truly fortresses of grace. The isolation wasn't meant to break you, it was meant to keep you intact while God reshaped the foundations of your life. So if this Friday finds you alone again, do not weep. Lift your head and understand what is happening in the unseen. Heaven has called you apart so that the noise can fall silent, and the true sound of your destiny can rise. The world calls it solitude, heaven calls it sanctification. Every chosen one walks this road before they are released into the open. In these quiet hours, heaven has been teaching you how to listen beyond the noise. You are learning to recognize God's fingerprints in what doesn't make sense. You are beginning to discern the difference between emptiness and expectancy. The Spirit spoke through the prophet Jeremiah. Chapter 29, verse 11. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you a future and a hope. Those words are not distant history, they are the pulse of your present moment. Heaven's plan is unfolding even now. You have not missed your timing, you have been incubating it. The silence has not been abandonment, it has been strategy. The very walls that seemed to imprison you were actually preserving you. Chosen one. Take a breath. Let the weight of divine love settle over your chest. You are right where you need to be. Every isolated night was heaven's classroom, and you have passed lessons you didn't even know you were taking. You learned patience when everything stalled. You learned faith when nothing moved. You learned trust when God went quiet. And now, that strength is about to be revealed through you. So when the world tempts you to chase distraction, remember, your stillness terrifies darkness. You were built to carry revelation, not noise. You were born to lead from presence, not pressure. Let the silence speak, because it carries the sound of heaven's approval. The time of waiting is shifting into the time of unveiling. What once felt like isolation will soon be known as consecration. And when that realization hits you, when you suddenly understand that every lonely season was preparation for what's next, pause right there and mark it. Let heaven hear your agreement. Comment, I hear you. Life, type those words not as routine, but as recognition. It is your declaration that the silence was never wasted. When you write them, you are testifying that your isolation has become your altar, your stillness, your strength. Heaven reads what you release. Angels record obedience. And those three words, simple, sacred, surrendered, become a seal over your journey. I hear you. The weight of loneliness will lift when you see it for what it truly is. Divine intimacy in disguise. You were never abandoned. You were being drawn closer. And now, the same solitude that once made you weep will soon make you wise. You will look back and understand that the quiet was not an absence of God, it was His overwhelming presence, preparing you for everything that is to come. Chosen one. Your isolation was the womb of revelation. It did not bury you, it birthed you. Now rise, breathe, and remember, the ones who hear God most clearly are the ones who dared to stay when everyone else left. You are one of them. Heaven knows your name. Chosen one. There comes a night when heaven begins to close doors you once begged to keep open. You may not understand it at first. People drift away. Invitations stop coming. Opportunities suddenly lose their shine. At first, it feels like loss, but it is actually mercy in motion. The night of separation is not meant to wound you, it is meant to free you. You have prayed for clarity, yet clarity cannot come until clutter leaves. God will not compete with the noise you keep entertaining. So, He removes it, sometimes gently, sometimes abruptly, but always purposefully. The conversations that stop, the paths that close, the people who walk away, each of them is an answer in disguise. Heaven knows what you do not. Not every connection is covenant. Not every opportunity is ordained. This is why you have felt a divine hand pulling you away from certain places. The same God who opens doors is the God who shuts them. He knows which voices drain you and which environments dull your spirit. And so, this Friday, He moves you into solitude, not as punishment, but as preservation. While others may chase movement, you are being guided towards stillness. The quiet will be uncomfortable at first, but that discomfort is proof that transformation has begun. You are not losing your circle, you are losing your distractions. Heaven is streamlining your surroundings so that revelation can find you without interference. Every chosen one must pass through this night, where the familiar fades and faith becomes your only light. It's the passage between who you were and who you are becoming. Think of Abraham leaving his homeland. Think of Ruth walking away from everything familiar to follow purpose. Think of Jesus himself retreating into solitude before stepping into his ministry. Separation has always been the bridge between calling and commission. The people you once leaned on were never meant to carry the weight of what heaven has placed within you. They were seasonal supports, not eternal companions. When their role is complete, God gently moves them aside. That is not betrayal, it is divine choreography. Heaven writes exits as carefully as it writes entrances. The sooner you trust that, the sooner your spirit will rest. During this night of separation, memory may surface. Old wounds may reopen. The silence may echo louder than ever before. But listen, chosen one, this is where healing begins. Pain that you never faced cannot be transformed. God is not punishing you with solitude. He is inviting you to sit with what needs to be mended. The isolation is the incubator of restoration. The voice of heaven often sounds like loss before it reveals itself as love. But when you yield to it, the fear dissolves. You begin to see what you were blind to before, that some doors close because what waits behind them no longer matches who you are becoming. The separation isn't random, it's prophetic. You are being called out from among the common so that you can carry something uncommon. Heaven speaks clearly through the words in 2 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 17. Come out from among them and be separate, says the Lord, and I will receive you. That promise is not a command of punishment, it is a call to intimacy. I will receive you. He says, separation always leads to deeper communion. When you choose obedience in this season, you step into a closeness that cannot be found in crowds. The absence of company becomes the abundance of presence. The air in your home will feel different. Peace will rest where noise once lived. The night of separation is heaven's way of cleansing your atmosphere. When distractions leave, discernment grows. You begin to recognize which thoughts are yours and which are whispers of the Spirit. You begin to notice how easily peace can be lost, and how quickly it returns when you guard it. This awareness is what prepares you for the next level of calling. Do not mourn what is leaving. Not everything that exits your life deserves your tears. Some good things are the greatest enemies of divine things. And so, the Lord gently removes what no longer serves your growth. You may not see the full picture yet, but one day you'll look back and thank Him for every closed door. Chosen one. This night is sacred. Let it do its work. The pruning is painful, but it is proof of purpose. The branches that remain after the cutting will bear greater fruit. The silence that follows the separation will carry the sound of divine peace. Trust it, rest in it, and know that you are being refined, not rejected. When morning comes, the air will feel lighter, the ache will ease. You will sense the shift within your spirit. For what was removed tonight makes space for what heaven will send next. And in that realization, peace will finally settle over your heart like gentle light. Chosen one. Do you feel the quiet deepening around you? The atmosphere has shifted. It's softer, heavier, sacred. This is not ordinary silence. It's the silence before visitation. You have stepped into what heaven calls the spiritual quarantine, a holy stillness where God begins to draw near without distraction. The walls around you are no longer just walls. They are witnesses. Your home has become a sanctuary, an altar built by obedience. In this sacred stillness, everything slows down. The noise of the world fades like the echo of a distant storm. You begin to notice things you missed before the rhythm of your breath. The gentle hum of creation, the way your heart steadies when you whisper His name. You are no longer just existing in your house. You are dwelling in the shadow of the Almighty. This is where heaven chooses to speak, not through thunder, but through presence. You might wonder why God insists on silence when you crave answers. But the truth is this: revelation cannot survive in noise. The divine voice does not compete with chaos. It waits until you are still enough to hear. This is why heaven has ordered this spiritual quarantine. You are not being trapped, you are being transformed. Like seeds hidden beneath the soil, unseen but growing. You are being prepared for a season of visible fruit. The voice of God thundered in the book of Exodus, chapter 14, verse 14, "The Lord will fight for you. You need only to be still." Do you see it now? Stillness is not inactivity, it is trust. It is a silent declaration that says, "God, I don't need to fight this battle. You already have." When you stop striving, heaven starts moving. When you let go, grace takes hold. The fight was never yours to begin with. It has always been His. Picture yourself as a candle in a dark room. The flame doesn't shout to be noticed. It simply burns. Yet even a small flame changes the entire atmosphere. That is what your stillness is doing right now. It's shifting the spiritual air. The more you rest, the brighter you burn. Sometimes God builds fences of silence around His favorites, not to isolate them, but to illuminate them. Think of Noah, locked inside the ark while the flood raged outside. To those who watched, it looked like confinement, but to heaven, it was preservation. The rain didn't destroy Noah, it revealed him. Likewise, your solitude this Friday is not suffocation, it's salvation. Heaven is sealing you in while the storm passes over. And inside this ark of stillness, something begins to change. Your thoughts soften, your worries lose their grip, you begin to realize that this quiet isn't empty, it's full of God. The same presence that filled the tabernacle in Moses' day now fills your living room, your heart, your breath. Every sigh becomes prayer. Every heartbeat becomes praise. Chosen one, don't rush this moment. Sit in it. Let it wash over you like rain after a drought. You've been running too long, trying to fix, trying to understand, trying to hold everything together. But the hands that made the stars are already holding you. You don't need to earn His presence. You only need to welcome it. In this stillness, you may begin to see visions, sense peace where fear once lived, or feel tears you didn't know you were holding. That's the Spirit cleansing you, making room for joy again. You are not broken, you are being rebuilt. The quarantine is not the end, it's the incubation of a new beginning. And when this word reaches you, when your heart beats a little faster because you know heaven is speaking directly to you, take a breath and respond in a way that ripples beyond you. Share this message with those who still feel trapped in the noise. There are souls outside your door who have forgotten what peace sounds like. When you share, you're not just sending words, you're sending light. When you you are saying to heaven, yes, I agree with this silence. I choose stillness over struggle. And when you subscribe, it's not about following a page, it's about staying connected to a current of truth that keeps your flame alive. You're joining a circle of other chosen ones who are learning, just like you, that quiet is holy and solitude is strength. So tonight, let this be your sanctuary. Let your home breathe with heaven's rhythm. Let peace become your prayer and stillness your song. The world will keep spinning. The noise will return. But you will have learned something eternal. The quiet is where God speaks loudest. You are not hidden. You are being held. And the same stillness that surrounds you tonight will become the strength that carries you forward. Chosen one, something sacred is unfolding in the silence you've chosen to keep. Heaven is aligning itself around your obedience. What seems like an ordinary night on earth is a prophetic hour in eternity. Every minute you spend alone this Friday, every breath taken in stillness, is part of a grand alignment written long before you were born. The heavens themselves are shifting to meet you where you are. You may not see it, but there is movement in the unseen realm. The angels assigned to your destiny are taking their positions. The plans of the enemy that once surrounded you are collapsing like paper walls under divine fire. All of this, every unseen motion, is happening because you chose obedience over distraction. You stayed home. You listened to the whisper. You aligned yourself with heaven's timing. And now the universe bends in your favor. There are moments in life when obedience seems small but carries eternal weight. This is one of those moments. Staying home might look insignificant to the world, but to heaven it is the sign of surrender. It is proof that you trust divine timing more than your own desires. You are stepping into a current of destiny where timing, purpose, and promise collide into divine perfection. You've prayed for clarity, haven't you? You've begged for direction, for signs, for proof that your waiting is not wasted. This Friday is heaven's answer to that prayer. It's not coming through thunder or visions, it's coming through alignment. Your rest is your signal. Your silence is your confirmation. Think of it like stars in the night sky. Individually, they shine. But when seen together, they form constellations, patterns that tell stories. Heaven does the same. with moments of obedience. One small yes, one quiet night, one act of surrender, and suddenly, divine patterns emerge. Everything begins to make sense. Heaven speaks clearly through the writings of Solomon in the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 3, verse 1. For everything there is a season, and a time for every purpose under heaven. Amen. This is your season, chosen one, the appointed time for your heart to synchronize with heaven's rhythm. Every delay, every pause, every unanswered question has been preparing you for this. You have walked through confusion, through pain, through seasons that felt like silence, but all along, the clock of heaven was ticking in your favor. The alignment doesn't only happen above you, it happens within you. The restlessness that once ruled your heart is beginning to fade. The questions are settling into quiet understanding. The same spirit that hovered over the waters in Genesis is now hovering over you, bringing order to your inner world. You will find yourself suddenly drawn to peace instead of urgency, to wisdom instead of noise. You are changing, even now, and this is not coincidence. It is orchestration. Heaven has waited for this alignment because your next steps require clarity that can only come from stillness. When God begins to move you forward after this Friday, you will not walk in confusion. You will walk with precision. You will know which voices to ignore, which paths to take, which battles are no longer yours to fight. Chosen one, do not underestimate the power of this night. The alignment taking place now will echo into the rest of your year. Decisions will become clear. Relationships will be revealed for what they truly are. Doors that were closed will open at the exact moment. Your heart is ready to handle what's on the other side. You may even notice small signs, numbers repeating, unexpected peace, divine coincidences that feel too precise to be random. These are not accidents. They are confirmations that heaven's calendar has caught up to your obedience. This is why the Spirit has been nudging you to remain still. The shaking in the spiritual realm requires stability in the natural. If you move too soon, you risk missing the perfect intersection where grace meets opportunity. But by staying home, by listening, by resting, you've stepped into that intersection. You've entered divine alignment. And so, when you read these words, when your heart recognizes their truth, respond the way heaven recognizes obedience by sealing it in agreement. Comment this prophetic number, 555. Write it not as superstition, but as synchronization. 5 is the number of grace. 550. 5 is triple grace, divine completion, multiplied favor, supernatural alignment. When you type it, you are declaring, I choose to flow with heaven's timing. I am aligned with divine order. And every chosen one must go through this moment. It's the quiet before breakthrough, the pause before promise. You are being tuned. Like an instrument before a great song, heaven does not rush its symphonies, it perfects them. And this Friday, you are the melody. So, breathe deeply. Let the alignment happen. Trust that the same God who arranged the stars has also arranged your steps. The time is not coming, it has come. Heaven and earth are meeting in your obedience. Chosen one, the hour has deepened. Outside your window, the world moves unaware. But in the unseen, a stirring has begun. This is not a night like others. It carries the vibration of spiritual warfare. The air itself feels charged. as though heaven and darkness are standing on opposite ends of a great field, waiting for the trumpet to sound. What you feel in your chest, the weight, the tension, the inexplicable heaviness is not anxiety. It is awareness. Your spirit senses the conflict that flesh cannot perceive. There is a war in the atmosphere tonight. It is not fought with visible weapons, nor shouted through human voices. It moves in whispers, in shifts, in unseen collisions of light and shadow. And yet, you, chosen one, are not a spectator in this battle. You are part of the reason it happens. Your obedience, your choice to remain still, your quiet refusal to follow the noise it disrupts darkness. Every time you choose peace, the enemy loses ground. Heaven sees you as a soldier. Though you sit in silence, while others seek distraction in noise, you are positioned in presence. Your home, your room even has become a fortress. What the enemy meant for wandering, God has turned into a watchtower. You are stationed in prayer without even realizing it. Every breath you take in faith releases sound in the spiritual realm that says, "The light still stands." End quote. You must understand, beloved, that the battle tonight is not personal, it is positional. The enemy fights hardest when heaven begins to shift your level. Every chosen one experiences this, the storm before revelation, the pressure before peace, the shadow before dawn. The enemy is not fighting who you were, he is terrified of who you are becoming. And so, he surrounds you with confusion, distraction, weariness, hoping you will abandon the position heaven assigned you. But you will not. You have learned the power of stillness. We find the divine assurance recorded in the writings of the prophet Isaiah, chapter 54, verse 17. No weapon formed against you shall prosper, and every tongue that rises against you in judgment you shall condemn. No, that word, nor weapon, does not mean there will be no attack. It means the attack will fail. The arrow may be formed, but it will break mid-flight. The fire may burn, but it will not consume. The storm may rage, but it will not sweep you away. For those anchored in divine order, danger is never destruction, it is refinement. Imagine yourself as a lighthouse on the edge of a violent sea. Waves crash, winds howl, but the light never flickers. That is you tonight. You do not need to fight the storm, you only need to shine. The darkness knows your name because your light exposes its works. That's why you have felt spiritual resistance lately. It's not a sign of failure, it's a confirmation of impact. In this invisible war, silence is your armor. Your peace is a shield that confuses the enemy. He expects panic, but you offer prayer. He expects reaction, but you remain grounded. You become untouchable the moment you choose calm over chaos. For what can darkness do to one who refuses to fear? Heaven's army moves on your behalf as you rest. You may not hear their footsteps, but they march around your home, carrying assignments of protection. The same presence that guarded Daniel in the lion's den now guards you. The same spirit that stilled raging seas surrounds your dwelling. Even the walls seem to hum with unseen power. You are enveloped, secured, covered. The warfare outside is real, but so is your covering. The Spirit of the Lord has raised a boundary line, what Scripture calls a standard, against every wave of opposition. You are sealed in light, And that seal is not temporary, it is covenant. You might sense moments of unease, the flicker of shadow, the sudden thought of fear, but remember, light does not fear shadow. Shadow fears light. The very reason the enemy stirs is because he knows he has already lost. What was planned against you this night has been intercepted, rewritten, overturned. The decree of darkness has been replaced by the decree of heaven. Peace shall dwell here. Chosen one, lift your eyes. Feel the calm returning. The battle rages beyond sight, but victory is already echoing through the heavens. The ground beneath you is safe. The walls around you stand strong. The air that once felt heavy now feels alive with promise. When dawn arrives, the first light will not only touch the earth, it will touch your spirit. You will feel lighter, freer, stronger. You will realize that the war was never meant to destroy you, but to define you. You are no longer the same soul that began this night. You are refined, fortified, transformed. Rest. Beloved, the night is not your enemy, it is your witness. Heaven fought for you tonight, and the record has already been written. The light prevailed. Chosen one. The world outside grows quieter as the hour deepens. The storm of distraction that has chased you through the week begins to settle, and something strange stirs inside you, a peace that does not make sense. It feels heavy, yet gentle, quiet, yet alive. This is the moment heaven has been waiting for. The noise has faded, and now the whisper can finally speak. You do not hear it with your ears, you feel it in your spirit. It rises like a soft current through your chest. Not demanding, not shouting, simply there. It is the voice in the quiet. The same voice that spoke to Abraham under the stars, that called Moses from the fire, that whispered to Elijah on the mountain. It has not changed. Through the ages, it has only been waiting for your stillness to return. The world teaches you that God speaks through spectacle, through thunder, through miracles that dazzle the eyes. But heaven prefers the whisper, because only those who listen carefully will hear it. The whisper separates the curious from the called, and you, chosen one, are called. In the stillness, the whisper does not bring noise, it brings knowing. Words form in your mind that you did not think. Images flicker behind your eyes that feel too intentional to be imagination. You may even sense names, directions, memories being brought to the surface. The voice does not sound like someone else. It sounds like peace, speaking in your own language. That's how you know it's him. You have wondered for years how to know when God speaks. Here is the truth. His voice always carries stillness. When you hear it, confusion untangles, fear loosens, and the noise inside your head quiets. Even correction feels like comfort, because truth spoken in love carries peace with it. That is the mark of heaven's whisper. It calms what chaos once controlled. The prophet's story in the first book of Kings, chapter 19, verse 12, records it clearly. And after the earthquake, a fire, but the Lord was not in the fire. And after the fire, a still small voice. And that is the same voice you are sensing now. It will not demand your attention. It waits for your surrender. You do not chase it. You become quiet enough to host it. The whisper does not come to entertain, it comes to instruct, to heal, to remind you who you are. Listen closely. Chosen one. The voice may not give you everything you want to know tonight, but it will give you what you need to know. Heaven rarely reveals the full map. It reveals the next step, one step at a time, one whisper at a time, until trust becomes your natural language. You might hear the whisper telling you to forgive someone you've held in your heart for too long. It might tell you to rest, to release, to stop fighting battles that no longer belong to you. Or perhaps it simply tells you, I am here. Whatever it speaks, you will know its origin by the peace that follows. This is how intimacy with heaven begins, not through grand gestures, but through the daily rhythm of listening. The whisper is training your spirit to recognize presence, to respond to peace instead of pressure. You are learning to walk by inner clarity instead of external noise. This is the maturity of the chosen. There will come a moment when the whisper feels faint. Do not panic. It is not gone. It is teaching you to reach deeper. The silence between sentences is not absence, it's invitation. Heaven is pulling you into partnership. The voice of God does not speak to be admired, it speaks to be answered. Every whisper waits for your agreement. So when you sense it, pause, breathe, let the message settle before you act. The first impulse of fear is never from God. The first stirring of peace always is. In this way, discernment grows naturally. Like roots beneath the soil, you will not need to force hearing. It will become second nature. There is something profound in realizing that the creator of the universe chooses whispers over thunder. It reveals his heart. He desires closeness, not spectacle. If he shouted, you might hear him once, by whispering. He ensures you draw near daily. Chosen one. In this stillness, heaven is proving that you were never unheard. Every cry, every prayer, every moment you wondered if God was silent, he was only waiting for this quiet moment to answer. The whisper is not new. It's simply your awareness catching up to his presence. Let the still small voice speak what no sermon ever could. Let it comfort what the world could not. And when the night grows long, remember this: heaven never stops speaking, only we stop listening. But tonight, you have remembered how the voice in the quiet has found its way back to you. And as it speaks, you will realize he never stopped. He only waited for you to be still enough to hear. Chosen one. As the whisper lingers in the quiet, memories begin to surface. Not random fragments of your past, but moments, seasons, faces that suddenly make sense in a way they never did before. It is as if heaven is replaying scenes of your life, not to wound you, but to reveal the thread that has held you together all along. This is the memory of the chosen, the divine recollection, where what was once painful becomes prophetic. You begin to see it now. The nights you cried alone were the same nights heaven took notes. Every betrayal that broke your trust was secretly training your discernment. Every door that closed was protecting you from destruction disguised as opportunity. What once felt like abandonment now looks like orchestration. Nothing was wasted. Every delay, every loss, every tear was a line in heaven's strategy. There is a sacred power in remembering correctly. The enemy loves to twist your memory, to make you think you were forgotten, overlooked, or unworthy. But heaven rewrites your recollection through revelation. It shows you that while people left, God remained. While plan failed, purpose survived. The thread that seemed to fray never snapped. It was being woven into something stronger. Chosen one. When you look back through divine eyes, You realize that every wilderness was a classroom, every silence was a sermon, every heartbreak was a graduation. The isolation that nearly broke you has become the place where you learn to hear the whisper, and now, heaven is showing you why. We are reminded through the writings of the prophet Isaiah, chapter 46, verse 9. Remember the former things of old, for I am God, and there is none else. I am God, and there is none like me. That verse is not simply a call to nostalgia, it is an invitation to perspective. Remembering with revelation heals what remembering with pain cannot. The Spirit wants you to see your story through heaven's eyes, not through your wounds. When you do, bitterness dissolves into understanding. You begin to see that even the hardest chapters were leading you toward transformation. You recall the moments when everything was stripped away. At the time, you thought you had failed, but now you see you were being emptied so that something new could be poured in. The dreams that died were never the end. They were seeds, buried until the right season. You didn't lose them, you planted them. And now, in this sacred solitude, they are beginning to sprout again. The memory of the chosen is not about regret, it's about revelation. You remember differently when you are healed. Painful scenes once filled with confusion now glow with clarity. You can trace the fingerprints of grace through every chapter. You can see how every delay forced you to depend on something deeper than yourself. Chosen one. The reason your past has power tonight is because it carries proof. Proof that you've already survived worse. Proof that you were never alone. Proof that destiny doesn't die in disappointment, it develops there. When you remember rightly, your past becomes your prophecy. You stop seeing it as evidence of suffering and start seeing it as evidence of selection. Think of Joseph looking back from the throne of Egypt, remembering the pit that almost buried him. He didn't say, "I was forsaken." He said, "God sent me ahead." That's the shift heaven is giving you tonight. The pit wasn't your punishment, it was your passage. What was meant to confine you became the corridor that led you to your calling. This is why the Spirit has led you into stillness, so that, in the silence, the echoes of the past could speak redemption instead of regret. Heaven doesn't erase your history, it anoints it. Every scar becomes a signature, every wound a window where light enters. Take this moment now and breathe. Let the memories come, but let them come healed. See yourself through heaven's lens, not broken, but built, not forgotten, but chosen. You are not a victim of your story. You are the vessel through which that story will set others free. And when you feel that recognition deep in your spirit, when you realize that your whole life has been a prophecy slowly unfolding, mark that moment. Seal it. Comment, "It was grace." Write it as your declaration, because it was grace, grace that carried you through heartbreak, grace that turned pain into wisdom, grace that wrote purpose through suffering. Those 3 words are your testimony and your truth. When you write them, you are not merely responding to a message, you are identifying with heaven's rhythm. You are saying, "I understand now. It was never luck. It was never coincidence. It was always grace." One, chosen one. This memory will not haunt you, it will heal you. You are not who you were when those wounds were made. You are the refined version. The living proof that pain can produce power. And when you rise tomorrow, you will not just remember, you will rejoice. Chosen one. Now that the memories have settled like dust after a storm, you feel the quiet test begin. Heaven has brought you this far, not just to comfort you, but to test the weight of your obedience. This is the testing of the call. Every chosen one walks through it. It is the invisible classroom between promise and fulfillment. You may think of testing as punishment, but it is not. Testing is heaven's way of measuring readiness. It does not come to destroy, it comes to define. You are like gold in the furnace. The fire doesn't change what you are, it reveals it. And this season, the fire is obedience. This Friday, as silence surrounds you, you may feel the tug of temptation, the old longing to move, to go out, to break routine. You may even feel the whisper of doubt. What if this doesn't matter? What if you're missing out? That's the test. Heaven measures your loyalty not in grand gestures, but in small choices. The night may feel long, but remember, light always visits those who wait. In this stillness, God is refining your faith, not by giving you everything you ask for, but by teaching you to trust Him even when you don't understand. You are learning that obedience is more powerful than understanding. You are learning to follow the whisper, even when it leads into mystery. The Apostle James writes of this process in his letter, chapter 1, verse 3. The testing of your faith produces perseverance. That is what heaven is birthing in you tonight. Perseverance. The strength to keep walking when answers delay. The maturity to stand firm when emotions shift. This testing is not punishment, it's preparation. A child is not given the weight of a crown until they can carry it. And this, beloved, is the season where heaven is proving that you can. Think of a sculptor working with marble. Every strike of the chisel looks violent to the stone, but the artist sees the figure within. Each hit removes what doesn't belong. You are that sculpture. The blows, you felt the disappointments, the rejections. The sudden endings were never meant to destroy you. They were carving you into form. Heaven was shaping your edges for divine fit. Sometimes, obedience looks like standing still while everything in you wants to move. Sometimes, faith feels like silence when you crave sound. But the silence is not empty, it's full of shaping. The absence of noise is where new structure forms. Heaven is teaching you endurance, teaching you to stand tall in unseen seasons. Chosen one. This test is gentle but real. Heaven is asking, will you still trust me when nothing feels certain? Will you remain when there's no audience to see your obedience? Because those who can be trusted in private will always be promoted in public. The secret place becomes the seed of destiny. Picture a tree in winter. To those passing by, it looks lifeless, bare, silent, forgotten, but underground. Its roots are growing deeper than ever. The frost is not its death, it's its defense. Heaven works the same way. When your outer world feels frozen, your inner life is expanding. Growth unseen is still growth. And while you walk through this quiet test, remember that even the smallest yes holds eternal weight. God measures faith not by size but by sincerity. You don't have to be loud to be loyal. You only have to stay. This is also the moment when your obedience begins to ripple beyond yourself. The peace you cultivate will spill into the lives of others. The courage you find in silence will inspire those still lost in noise. What you are enduring privately now will become a map for others later. And as you listen to this word, if it feels like it's describing your very heartbeat, If the quiet tests have been weighing heavy, and you realize now that heaven is refining you through them, let this be your gentle response. Like this message, not as habit, but as an act of gratitude for the sculptor who shapes you unseen. When you share, imagine it as planting a seed. Somewhere, someone is about to give up because they misread their testing as rejection. Your small act of sharing may be the whisper that saves them. And when you subscribe, it's not just to follow words, it's to stay connected to reminders that speak when the world grows loud again. You're not subscribing to content, you're anchoring yourself to continual light. Chosen one. This test will pass. The furnace will cool. When it does, you'll see your reflection in the fire's glow and realize you are not who you were before this silence began. You are steadier, clearer, stronger. The test is not breaking you, it is branding you with endurance. So let the testing do its work. Do not fear the quiet classroom of heaven. When dawn comes, your faith will not be fragile, it will be fireproof. Chosen one. When the testing subsides and the stillness deepens, something hidden begins to surface. It doesn't roar or shout, it rises quietly like dawn. This is the unveiling, the moment when God begins to reveal what was once concealed in shadow. It is the shadow and the light, and you are standing in the middle of it. At first, it feels strange. The very people you once trusted begin to show unfamiliar faces. The conversations that once comforted now leave your spirit uneasy. You sense things you cannot explain. A tension between what appears and what is. This is not paranoia, it is discernment awakening. Heaven is peeling away veils. The season of illusion is ending. You see, every chosen one must face this revelation. Not all light is holy, and not every shadow is evil. There are things that shine brightly but drain your spirit, and there are dark moments that conceal divine protection. The shadow and the light exist side by side, and the Spirit teaches you to recognize which is which. The gift of discernment is not about suspicion, it's about sight. Heaven is training your eyes to see beyond appearance, to perceive the truth beneath what people show. This Friday, as you sit in your solitude, God is adjusting your spiritual vision. It may feel uncomfortable at first, because revelation always begins with removal. The fog clears, and you see motives you ignored, traps disguised as blessings, connections built on convenience rather than covenant. It's jarring, but it's mercy. You asked God to reveal His will, and He began by removing what wasn't part of it. We are reminded through the words recorded in the Gospel of Luke, chapter 8, verse 17. For nothing is hidden that will not be disclosed, and nothing concealed that will not be made known and brought to light. And those words are alive tonight. They are unfolding in real time around you. Hidden motifs, false alignments, even inner lies you told yourself, they cannot remain covered when divine light begins to shine. God is not exposing you to shame you. He is exposing what was harming you. His light is surgical, not punitive. It cuts to heal. This exposure is both external and internal. The Spirit reveals what surrounds you, but also what lives within you. He shows you the fears that secretly direct your decisions, the insecurities that whisper against your faith, the habits that subtly drain your energy. It's uncomfortable, but necessary. Heaven cannot heal what you continue to hide. Do not resist this light. even when it stings. Let it shine. Let it touch the corners of your heart that haven't seen truth in years. For in every corner where light enters, freedom follows. The chains you didn't even realize you carried will begin to fall quietly, without struggle, simply because light and bondage cannot coexist. Chosen one. What God is revealing now is not meant to make you suspicious of the world, but conscious of heaven. You are being taught to navigate with clarity, to sense peace before proceeding, to pause when something feels off, to trust the quiet nudge that says, "Not this." You will no longer walk by sight alone, but by the subtle wisdom of spirit. This unveiling is also protection. Many of the people or opportunities that fell away were removed by divine intervention. God saw the conversations behind closed doors, the plans you could not hear, the energy that sought to drain your assignment. He intervened silently, shielding you from what could have delayed your destiny. That's why some endings came suddenly, because heaven doesn't always explain rescue while it's happening. You may feel lonely now, but soon you'll see that you were surrounded by clutter, not company. When God clears a table, it's because a feast is being prepared. The space that empties is a sign that something greater is about to be placed there. Let this revelation rest upon you like sunlight after storm clouds. You don't need to analyze every detail. The truth will keep unfolding naturally. Just keep your heart tender, your spirit quiet, and your ears open. The same voice that warned you will guide you toward what's next. This is the beauty of revelation. It doesn't just remove falsehood, it restores clarity. When all that is fake falls away, what remains is pure, strong, and enduring. You will know who you can walk with and what paths lead to peace. And most of all, you will know yourself again, not the version shaped by pressure or pain, but the one designed by divine intention. So rest. Chosen one. Let the light do its work. Don't fear what it reveals. Embrace it. The shadows were never meant to scare you. They were meant to make the light more visible. By the time morning comes, you will no longer fear exposure, because you'll realize what's revealed in light was never your enemy. It was your freedom waiting to be seen. Chosen one. Now that the light has revealed what was hidden, heaven invites you into something deeper, something tangible. What you have received in spirit must now be sealed in action. This is the prophetic act. Heaven often moves through simple gestures, acts that look small on earth, but thunder in eternity. Tonight, the Spirit may whisper to you to do something that seems insignificant. Write a word on paper. Light a candle. Kneel for a few moments in silence. Open your window and let the night air in. These are not random impulses. They are divine instructions. Prophetic acts are heaven's way of transforming revelation into reality. What you do becomes a declaration of what you believe. When Moses lifted his staff, the Red Sea parted. When Joshua marched around the walls of Jericho, they fell without a single blow. When Jesus broke the bread, the eyes of his disciples were opened. None of these acts made sense logically, but obedience turned motion into miracle. So too, your act tonight carries prophetic weight. The Spirit may lead you to place your hand over your heart and speak peace aloud, or to stand and release forgiveness towards someone unseen. It might tell you to close your eyes and thank God for the very delay that once frustrated you. Whatever the instruction, follow gently. Heaven measures trust not by size of sacrifice, but by purity of response. The Gospel of John, chapter 2, verse 5, records the words of Mary at the wedding in Cana. Whatever he tells you to do, do it. End quote. Those words are eternal. They are heaven's reminder that miracles always follow obedience. God does not bless hesitation, he blesses trust. When he gives instruction, he already knows what it will unlock. The act may look ordinary to you, but in the unseen, it is loaded with meaning. Chosen one. This prophetic act will seal what you have received so far. It's like writing your signature on a covenant. Heaven has already prepared. It's your yes made visible. You are not performing a ritual. You are participating in a divine exchange. Every movement, every whisper, every breath of obedience is a bridge between your spirit and God's intention. There's something extraordinary about the way heaven uses small acts to reveal great truths. When Elijah stretched himself over the lifeless child, it wasn't the action that brought life, it was the obedience behind it. When Naaman dipped 7 times in the Jordan River, the water wasn't magical, his submission was. Heaven often hides power in simplicity to test the posture of your heart. Perhaps tonight your act is as simple as standing before your window and saying, "I receive peace." Perhaps it's laying your hand on your chest and saying, "I am aligned." Do not underestimate these moments. What feels small to you sends ripples through the unseen world. You may feel warmth in your palms or a wave of calm in your heart. These are not emotions, they are confirmations. The Spirit affirms obedience through peace. It's heaven's way of saying, "I heard you. I have sealed it." This prophetic act marks a new chapter. It declares that you are no longer waiting for direction, you are walking in it. It shifts you from preparation into participation. Heaven honors motion. The river only parts when the priests step in. You have stepped in tonight. When your act is complete, take a deep breath and let gratitude rise. Even if you don't see results immediately, know that something has already shifted in the unseen. The results of obedience often appear gradually, like dawn unfolding, but rest assured, they will come. And when you feel that quiet assurance, the knowing that something invisible has been activated, seal it publicly. Not for show, but for agreement. Comment this number, 888. Write it as a declaration that you are stepping into new beginnings. In biblical symbolism, 8 represents resurrection, renewal, and divine restart. The triple 888 signifies complete restoration. When you write it, you're not just typing digits, you're testifying that your alignment is sealed, that your act of faith has unlocked a fresh flow of grace. Heaven recognizes numbers as symbols of covenant, and this one carries a promise. What you release in obedience tonight will return multiplied. Every tear, every delay, every test is now transformed into a door of renewal. Chosen one. Stand still for a moment longer. Feel the peace settle over your home. The air has changed, hasn't it? That's the scent of completion, the fragrance of heaven resting where obedience dwells. You have not just listened, you have participated. You have not just believed, you have become. The prophetic act is finished. The alignment is sealed. What happens next will confirm that your obedience was never in vain. The door to a new beginning has opened, and you, beloved, have stepped through it. Chosen one. After obedience comes awakening. The air feels different, now lighter, alive, almost electric. The silence that once felt empty now hums with unseen motion. You can sense it, can't you? That shift deep inside. Subtle, yet undeniable. Something has awakened within you. This is the awakening within, the sacred stirring that follows surrender. Heaven has moved from around you to inside you. The presence that hovered now inhabits. The same voice that once spoke from a distance now whispers from your own spirit. It's as though a divine current has been switched on, and your inner world begins to glow with awareness. You are no longer merely observing God's work, you are carrying it. At first, it feels strange. Your thoughts are clearer, yet quieter. Your senses feel sharper, yet calmer. You begin to notice beauty in simple things, the rhythm of your breathing, the way light bends through your window, the stillness between sounds. It's as though creation itself has slowed its pace to match heaven's heartbeat within you. You realize that awakening is not an explosion, it is expansion. For so long, you looked for confirmation outside of yourself, signs, words, validation. But now, you understand that heaven's voice is not something you chase, it's something you carry. The whisper has become the well. What was once visitation has turned into habitation. You are beginning to live from the inside out. The Apostle Paul described this mystery in his letter to the Ephesians, chapter 5, verse 14. Awake, sleeper, and arise from the dead, and Christ will shine on you. Awakening is not about gaining new information, it's about remembering ancient truth. You begin to recall who you were before the noise of life buried you beneath fear and expectation. You rediscover the divine DNA that's always been there. Peace, compassion, authority, clarity. These qualities were never lost. They were only sleeping. And now, as light rises within you, they open their eyes again. This awakening is quiet but powerful. It doesn't shout, it transforms. It changes how you speak, how you respond, how you perceive the world. You find yourself pausing before reacting, listening before judging, forgiving before being asked. This is not weakness, it is wisdom. Heaven has recalibrated your reflexes. You are beginning to live as one who walks with awareness that everything is sacred. The ordinary moments, the small details, the unnoticed breaths. You realize that every encounter, every word, every silence carry divine présence. Life is no longer random, it is radiant, chosen one. There is something else you will notice in this awakening. Heightened sensitivity. Your spirit may become more aware of energy, of emotion, of atmosphere. Don't fear it. You are not becoming fragile. You are becoming fine-tuned, like a harp adjusted to perfect pitch. Your soul now resonates with heaven's melody. The old noise can no longer blend with your new frequency. You will feel it immediately when something is off, because your peace will tighten like a string pulled too hard. That is your spiritual instrument telling you, this is not my sound. And this sensitivity is a gift. It is heaven's way of guiding you without needing words. Your peace will confirm what your mind cannot yet comprehend. The same spirit that now lives within you will lead you with subtle nudges. Wait here. Speak now. Leave quietly. Trust those movements. They are not anxiety, they are direction. Do not be surprised if this awakening feels lonely at times. Not everyone can understand the silence you've learned to cherish. Some will mistake your peace for pride, your quiet for distance. But do not explain yourself. Light never argues with shadow, it simply shines. Let your transformation speak. Those meant to walk with you will recognize the same light rising in themselves when they're near you. In this awakening, you'll find that prayer feels different too. It's no longer a list of requests. It's a conversation of presence. Sometimes words disappear altogether. You'll sit in stillness, and that alone will be prayer. You'll feel peace flow like water from within, and that will be communion. Heaven no longer feels far. It feels familiar. The greatest sign of awakening is not power, but peace. Power impresses the world. Peace transforms it. When your soul rests even in chaos, you carry an authority that cannot be faked. The awakened carry calm wherever they go. They do not chase storms, they still them. Chosen one. This awakening is irreversible. Once your spirit has been lit, it cannot return to slumber. The veil is gone, and the light remains. You will walk through the coming days with new perception, seeing the divine in every face, every struggle, every sunrise. The world will still have noise, but it will no longer drown you. You have learned the sound of heaven, and it will forever echo within you. Rest in this awareness tonight. You are not merely surviving, you are awakening, and as you do, the world around you begins to awaken too. Chosen one. After awakening comes unveiling. The fog that once clouded your understanding begins to lift completely, and the pieces of your life start falling into divine order. This is the revelation unveiled, the moment where what once seemed random now reveals itself as orchestration. The pain, the pauses, the detours, they were not accidents. They were architecture. You begin to see it in flashes, like light glancing off a river. Every season that confused you was actually shaping you. Every no, every delay, every silence now has meaning. You look back and realize you were never lost. You were being led. Heaven was writing a story with precision, even when you could only see fragments. At first, revelation feels like relief. The tension in your heart begins to unwind as you see purpose emerging from chaos. But soon, it deepens into awe. You realize how carefully heaven has held you, how intricately the threads of your life have been woven together. Nothing was random, not one tear wasted, not one night ignored. Even your mistakes were rewritten into mercy. Revelation doesn't simply inform, it transforms. When truth is unveiled, your posture changes. You no longer chase things that drain you. You no longer beg for doors that won't open. You understand now that rejection was protection, that endings were entrances in disguise. This clarity becomes armor. You are no longer tossed by emotion, you are anchored in understanding. The prophet Jeremiah recorded heaven's reassurance in his writings. Chapter 29, verse 11. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you a future and a hope. No, in this unveiling, you begin to recognize divine patterns everywhere. Conversations that once seemed ordinary now appear as markers. Encounters you thought were fleeting were actually prophetic appointments. Heaven has been speaking in ways you didn't recognize, through timing, through obstacles, even through restlessness. The revelation now allows you to read your own life like scripture. You start to see how the smallest choices carried eternal echoes. Chosen one. Revelation always comes after surrender. Heaven does not waste truth on closed hands. It reveals mysteries only to those who will honor them. And you have proven trustworthy. The tests, the solitude, the whispers, they all prepared you to hold divine understanding without pride. That is why your spirit now comprehends what your mind could not grasp before. As revelation unfolds, peace deepens. You no longer rush the process. Because you understand the rhythm of heaven, you no longer envy others' progress. Because you see that each path has its own timing, the anxiety of comparison fades as contentment blooms. You are finally walking at the speed of grace. And yet, revelation is not just personal, it's purposeful. God reveals truth so that you can carry it to others, still trapped in confusion. You become a mirror, reflecting clarity to those still searching. Your story becomes their prophecy. When they look at your scars, they will see direction. When they hear your testimony, they will hear permission to hope again. This is the true purpose of revelation, not to elevate, but to illuminate. Heaven never reveals for ego, it reveals for impact. You are not the endpoint of revelation. You are its messenger. What you have learned in silence will now become light for others. You may notice something else as this unveiling continues. Synchronicities, divine timing, words that arrive in perfect alignment with your thoughts. These are not coincidences, they are confirmations. Heaven communicates through harmony. The world begins to echo your inner reality. What you feel in spirit begins to manifest in life. The outer world rearranges itself to match the order that has formed within you. Chosen one. You have walked through every stage of transformation, the interruption, the silence, the isolation, the testing, the awakening, and now you stand in revelation. It's the moment when heaven says, "Now you see what I saw all along." And in that seeing, you find rest. You no longer strive to understand, because understanding has settled into your soul like gentle rain. This revelation also teaches gratitude, the kind that doesn't depend on outcome. You find yourself thanking God not just for what worked out, but for what didn't. You thank Him for the doors that never opened, for the friendships that ended, for the prayers He answered with silence, because now you know every unanswered prayer was protection. Every delay was direction. And as you rest in that awareness, you realize that revelation is not a final chapter, it's a new language. You begin to live prophetically, not predicting the future, but perceiving divine order in the present. Every moment becomes conversation. Every silence becomes scripture. Heaven is no longer distant, it's daily. Chosen one. The veil is gone. The story makes sense. The light has come, and you are standing in it fully awake, fully seen, fully certain that every step has been guided by a hand too wise to fail. You are no longer wondering, you are witnessing. This is revelation, and it is holy. Chosen one. The air is different now. You've walked through silence, surrender, revelation, and now heaven is ready to clothe you. This is the mantle descends. It does not fall like lightning, it settles like dawn. Soft, yet undeniable. You may not see it, but your spirit feels it. A quiet authority, a strength wrapped in gentleness, a clarity that hums beneath your every breath. Heaven has chosen this moment to mark you publicly for what it has been shaping privately. When the mantle comes, it does not arrive with applause or announcement. It comes in the same way. God always moves with subtlety and purpose. You may find that people begin to respond to you differently without knowing why. Conversations feel deeper. Your words linger longer. Peace follows your presence. It's not charisma, it's consecration. Heaven's signature is now upon you. Think of Elijah's mantle falling upon Elisha. It wasn't the fabric that held power, it was the assignment woven into it. The cloth was merely a symbol. The true weight was invisible. When Elisha caught it, he wasn't catching fame, he was catching function. And that's what's happening now. Heaven is placing upon you what others dropped, what others mishandled, what others feared to carry. You are receiving the task because your silence proved your readiness. This mantle may not look like ministry in the traditional sense. For some, it will manifest as healing in your hands, peace in your presence, or wisdom in your speech. For others, it will be creativity, leadership, teaching, or quiet discernment that changes atmospheres. The form doesn't matter, the fruit will testify. The anointing doesn't announce, it transforms. We are reminded of the words written by the prophet Isaiah, chapter 61, verse 1. The Spirit of the Lord is upon me, because the Lord has anointed me to preach good news to the poor. He has sent me to heal. That same Spirit now rests upon you. You are not merely blessed, you are appointed. The oil that flowed unseen in your private suffering now gleams on you for public purpose. You didn't ask for recognition, which is why heaven trusts you with responsibility. This mantle carries both beauty and burden. It grants vision, but it also demands vigilance. You will be called to walk differently, to think before you speak, to love when others hate, to remain calm when others panic. The mantle doesn't make life easier, it makes you steadier. It's not a crown of comfort, but a cloak of calling. Yet within it, you will find joy beyond understanding. The weight of this mantle will remind you that you were never ordinary. Your presence carries permission for others to rise. You are like a lighthouse on a foggy shore. No fanfare, no noisy, just steady light, guiding ships home. You will not always see the faces you rescue, but heaven will. And if this message touches something deep in you, if you can feel the invisible cloak settling on your shoulders, that holy weight that says, "This is your time," take a quiet moment to respond. Not with noise, but with recognition. Like this message, if you sense that mantle brushing against your spirit, it's your simple way of saying, "I receive what heaven releases." Mission, when you share, think of it not as promotion, but as propagation. You're extending the fire, passing the torch to someone else, standing in their own silence. Many are on the verge of quitting because they believe heaven has forgotten them. Your act of sharing could be the spark that reignites their faith. And when you subscribe, see it as planting a seed in sacred soil. Every time you connect with messages like this, you're choosing to stay within the flow of light, where your spirit can be reminded, strengthened, and sharpened. It's not just staying tuned in, it's staying aligned. Then, take a moment to comment below. Not long words, not explanations. Just the phrase that seals your identity, "I carry it." Let those 3 words become your confirmation to heaven that you understand the weight you've been given. When others read it, they'll feel the same stirring and realize they, too, are not forgotten. Chosen one, you are now wrapped in purpose. You are the continuation of promises made long before you were born. You are what generations prayed for, what ancestors dreamed of, what heaven waited to unveil. The mantle does not make you more, it reveals who you already were. So wear it with humility. Walk with quiet fire. Let your words heal, your silence guide, and your presence carry peace. The mantle is not heavy when you stop fighting its weight. It fits perfectly when you accept its purpose. Tonight, heaven has placed something eternal upon you, and though no one else may see it, the spiritual world already bows in recognition. You are anointed, appointed, and now activated. Chosen one. The night is almost over. The silence that once felt heavy has now become home. You have walked through interruption, revelation, testing, and awakening. And now you stand at the threshold of dawn. This is the dawn after Friday, the sacred hour when heaven whispers, "It is finished." Well, outside, the world still sleeps, unaware of what has shifted, but your spirit knows. It can feel the faint hum of renewal in the air, the invisible warmth that always comes before sunrise. Something has broken open. The darkness that felt endless has finally lost its hold. The night has done its work, and the morning is ready to take its place. The quiet you feel now is not emptiness, it is completion. Heaven has rearranged things inside you that you will only begin to notice in the days to come. The anxiety that once rushed your thoughts feels weaker. The restlessness that once defined your soul has been replaced by an anchored calm. You may not be able to explain it, but something in you has changed direction. What was once confusion has become clarity. What was once weight has become wings. You have passed through the furnace and emerged refined. Every test, every pause, every whisper was a piece of your preparation. Heaven has not simply protected you, it has perfected you. And now, as the first light of dawn begins to touch your heart, you realize that this was never just about survival. It was about transformation. There's something sacred about the morning after obedience. The air feels cleaner, lighter, filled with possibilities you couldn't perceive before. Your home, once just a place of waiting, now feels anointed like a holy space marked by invisible fire. You can sense peace sitting on your furniture, resting in your corners, breathing through your walls. The entire atmosphere has changed because you have changed. The psalmist once sang of this moment in the book of Psalms, chapter 30, verse 5. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. And now you understand what that really means. The night was not punishment, it was preparation. The tears were not weakness, they were cleansing. Heaven never wastes a night. It uses it to prepare the heart for joy that daylight cannot contain. Joy is not always loud, laughter, or celebration. Sometimes it is the quiet awareness that you made it through what once felt impossible. It is the peace that hums beneath your heartbeat, the soft smile that appears for no reason other than knowing you're still here. Joy is not an emotion, it's evidence. It says, something divine has touched me, and I am not the same. All, as dawn rises, you will begin to see new paths forming. Opportunities will appear. Conversations will open. Connections, long silent, will resurface. But this time, you will walk differently. You will no longer chase what distracts you. You will no longer fight for places that drain your peace. The dawn has made you discerning. The light has made you wise. Every sunrise after surrender carries the fragrance of favor. Doors will open not because you strive, but because your alignment has drawn them to you. People will be drawn to your peace without knowing why. They will sense something unshakable in you, something they cannot name but long to understand. That is the residue of obedience. It leaves light wherever you go. Chosen one. This is the beginning of your new rhythm. Life will still bring challenges, but you will meet them differently now. You will walk with a softness that cannot be shaken, with authority that doesn't need to shout. You will live as one who has seen the dawn after the longest night and knows that light always wins. If fear tries to return, it will find no room. The night has taught you what darkness truly is: not an enemy, but a canvas for light. You will no longer fear endings, for you now understand that endings are only preludes to new beginnings. You will no longer dread stillness, for you know that stillness is where heaven speaks loudest. The dawn after Friday carries more than light. It carries legacy. This was never just a night for you, it was a night for generations. The peace you have birthed will ripple through your family, your work, your circle, touching hearts you may never meet. Heaven never changes one life without changing many through it. So, stand by your window for a moment. Look at the horizon. The light is not just outside, it's inside. You are the sunrise heaven waited for. You are the proof that obedience breaks night apart. The darkness has done its work, and it bows to the dawn, rising within you. Chosen one. The first light of dawn has stretched across the horizon, and with it comes the gentle voice of destiny calling your name. You stand now on sacred ground, the moment of the sending forth. The long night has ended, and heaven does not intend for you to remain still. You have been refined, awakened, clothed, and realigned. Now, you are to be released into the world, not as who you were, but as who you were always meant to become. Heaven does not keep its chosen in hiding forever. There comes a time when silence must give way to sound, when stillness must become movement. That time is now. The solitude that once felt like a cocoon is about to unfold into wings. You are not being sent out randomly, you are being sent with precision. Every lesson, every revelation, every night of tears has prepared you for this motion. The sending of the chosen is never glamorous, it is purposeful. You may not be placed on grand stages or in obvious positions of influence. Instead, you will walk into ordinary spaces carrying extraordinary peace. You will enter rooms that feel tense and watch calm ripple through them. You will speak simple words that land like healing. You will stand quietly, and light will move around you like wind through leaves. You will not need to announce yourself. Your presence will testify. The Gospel of Mark, chapter 16, verse 15, declares, "Go into all the world and preach the gospel to every creature." The sending forth of the chosen is a gentle release, not a forceful push. You won't need to strive. You will simply find yourself drawn to moments that matter. A conversation in passing will become ministry. A single act of kindness will shift atmospheres. Heaven will place you exactly where you are needed, sometimes without you even realizing it. You are heaven's messenger in motion, carrying unseen fire in an ordinary vessel. Do not underestimate your influence. because it feels quiet. The greatest revolutions often begin in whispers. The kingdom advances not through noise, but through consistency. You have become that consistency. As you go forth, the world will test your peace. Circumstances will rise to provoke the old you, to lure you back into fear, frustration, or striving. But you will recognize the tactic immediately. You will breathe, remember your training, and respond differently. You will not fight for control. You will release control. You will not chase validation. You will radiate truth. You will also notice that your discernment sharpens as you move. The same whisper that guided you in solitude will now direct you in crowds. You will hear it in the quiet pause before you speak, in the instinct that tells you when to step forward or step back. Heaven's navigation system now lives within you. You don't have to search for the path. You are the path being walked by divine design. Chosen one. You are now both the messenger and the message. The light that once visited you has chosen to live through you. The world will look the same, but you will not see it the same way. You will perceive layers. Others overlook pain hidden behind laughter, exhaustion masked by success, longing disguised as apathy. Heaven will allow you to see these things not to judge, but to heal. You will know what to say, when to stay silent, and when to simply be present. Do not rush your mission. The world will open gradually, in perfect rhythm. Each day will reveal its assignment, each encounter its lesson. The sending forth is not a sprint, it is a sacred walk. Move gently, but move with purpose. There will be moments when you feel the pull to retreat, to return to the safety of solitude. That's natural. Every flame flickers in the wind. But remember, flames were never meant to stay hidden in lanterns. They were meant to travel, to light other fires. You are not leaving the presence of God. You are carrying it. Wherever you go, the secret place travels with you. When you step into the world now, you carry the fragrance of the divine peace that disarms, compassion that restores, strength that steadies. You have become what heaven needed in this hour, a living sanctuary, a moving altar, a steady flame. The night prepared you, the light commissioned you, and now the dawn sends you. You are no longer waiting for confirmation. You are the confirmation. You are the answer to someone's prayer, the sign someone asked heaven for, the embodiment of hope someone forgot existed. Go forth gently, confidently, silently if needed. The world will recognize the glow, even if it cannot name it. Heaven will walk with you in every step. The story that began with solitude ends with sending, but truly, it does not end. It unfolds, like light stretching endlessly across creation. For the chosen are never finished, they are forever becoming. Chosen one. Take a breath. You have walked through the full journey called tested, awakened, revealed, and finally released. You have moved from silence to strength, from confusion to clarity, from fear to fire. Heaven did not bring you here to entertain you. It brought you here to remind you who you are. You were never ordinary. You are the living proof that obedience births transformation. The message you've just walked through is not just a script, it's a mirror. Everything within it was meant to awaken what was already inside you. You are not waiting for light to arrive. You are the light heaven released into this generation. When you move, grace follows. When you speak, peace travels. When you rest, The world around you exhales. This space, these words, this encounter, it has all been sacred ground. And if any part of it reached your heart, if you felt the stirring in your chest or the stillness in your spirit, then let your response echo back to heaven, like this message as a sign of gratitude for what was revealed to you. When you share, see it as passing a torch. Someone out there tired, afraid, uncertain is waiting for the very light that found you here. Your one act of sharing could be the whisper that brings them home. And when you subscribe, understand that it isn't just to follow words, it's to stay connected to a flow of reminders that will continue to strengthen you when the world gets loud again. Finally, take a moment and comment below what you carry from this journey. One word, one sentence, one revelation. Let heaven see that you heard, that you received, that you are ready, you are chosen, you are commissioned, you are light.